Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you're welcome to PSFU Post-Budget Dialogue.
It is both an honor and a profound responsibility to welcome you as the chairperson of the PSFU Policy and Advocacy Committee. PSFU has worked tirelessly to strengthen the bridge between private sector and government. We have done this through a deliberate, multi-pronged strategy of research, engagement, dialogue, and evidence-based advocacy.
So what were the major policy wins for the private sector? Now here I'm speaking for the private sector, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, we applaud government on macro stability. The figures are there. The ATMs, for which most of us are operating in, did score that. Manufacturing was given a bigger allocation. Tourism, the digital economy, tax relief, housing finance, and wealth creation. Those were the overarching sector players for us, and we really applaud government for that. On the concerns of the private sector, ladies and gentlemen, we still have issues. Number one, the cost of credit is still high. Competitively, domestic areas are still a challenge. Fake inputs are still a problem. And here we call on government to support UNBS and the other enforcement authorities, especially first line, URA, immigration, security, to be able to manage that.
I would like to hear from each one of you, what does this budget get right? And what must be fixed real quickly to unlock private sector growth?
I think that what this budget really gets right is prioritizing the productive areas and sectors of the economy, which are the ATMs and the attendant enablers, as well as ensuring that we have affordable financing for the private sector, especially the wealth creators.
The budget has tried so much to harmonize several sectors into a united force to make us all win as a country. And in my sector as tourism, you realize that we had even an increase in the budget. Our only ask into this is how do we break it down to those core areas that can support our business, and then we compete globally.
My favorite bit is where all these governments, Rwanda, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, placed a focus on administrative efficiency, cost cutting rather than new taxes.
I think putting digital transformation or technology at the center of unlocking all the other sectors, that it gets right. What I think it needs to unlock, the things that are hindering digital participation for the wider nation, country, so that then this can drive economic participation for everybody.
I think the budget billows a lot of hope in efficient resource allocation. Most of the allocations that have been made are really intentional for the different sectors, especially as seen in the ATM strategy.
The allocation of resources on the agro-industrialization in a component, which is critical in the NDP 4. Critical to it are elements that have been prioritized. Research, irrigation, which is water for production, value addition, critical, post-harvest handling. Aspects around inputs are critical in the agro-industrialization agenda.
Our view of the budget overall is that it's net positive, and it may need some mitigation, some monitoring, but overall our assessment is that it's positive. It's a massive investment in productive sectors and enablers, combined with tax relief and pay-as-you-earn, VAT thresholds, and the increase in the VAT registration from shillings 150 million to shillings 250 million will reduce compliance costs and of course cash flow burdens for SMEs. It's the biggest reform for MSMEs and startups. So we welcome the income tax exemption for local investments committing USD 1.5 million or more in tourism facilities, which will stimulate investment in hospitality.
This budget marks the second year of implementation of NDP4 and the tenfold growth strategy, which, as you know, is aimed at expanding our economy fivefold. So NDP4, the aspiration is to double the size of the economy from what we had at the end of NDP3. And the aspiration is that by 2040, we'll reach the $500 billion mark.
I wish to thank you for your endeavors, which have enabled us to register these key milestones. As we talk now, our ATM strategy focuses to achieve a 50% share of value-added export. As we talk now, in agriculture, we are at 25%, services, we are at 25%, and industry. So we are moving progressively. I wish to now declare this PSFU post-budget dialogue closed.